In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to invest through Trading 212. Specifically, I'm going to be showing their Stocks ISA as I'm a UK resident, and the Stocks ISA is the most tax-efficient way of investing. This is because you get up to £20,000 to invest in the stock market, and any capital gains you make is completely tax-free. Now, Trading 212 has absolutely exploded in popularity over the last few years in the UK and internationally, and these are a few reasons why. Not only is it an incredibly easy app to use, but its main selling point is the commission-free investing. Usually with investing brokers or platforms, you have to pay a fee every time you buy or sell a stock, an ETF, or anything else. But with Trading 212, you pay absolutely no commission on this, which makes it even more profitable and even more easy to use. Also, review websites such as Trustpilot have given it a 4.5 to 4.6 star rating, and this is from over 80,000 reviews, which is insane for a financial platform. I started investing when I was 19 and I'm now 22, and I have absolutely zero finance background, I can promise you, so if I can do this and use the platform well, then you can as well. Now, I personally use Trading 212 despite its name to actually invest in the long term, not day trade, and I don't plan to sell any of these investments until I'm in my 40s. And the benefit of this is as a long-term investor, I can ride the up and down waves of the stock market because inevitably your money will go down at some point. If it was perfectly green all the time, then everyone would be invested. But if you choose your investments wisely, you do your due diligence and research, and don't invest in meme stocks or stocks that you think you're going to get some quick cash from, these investments should continue to rise over the long term. I want to preface as well before we start, I'm not a financial advisor. For educational purposes, I want to share what I've learned along this journey so far. Any investments you see on my platform that I've made during this video are not recommendations, and just because they've performed well for me in the past doesn't mean they'll give you the same returns in the future. So let's get started. I want to say as well, the stock market is very red at the moment due to the war in Iran, so my stocks have taken a massive dip. But as you can see, I'm not worrying, as I said, because I'm a long-term investor, and this is simply one of the dips that we're going through as the investments I've made haven't fundamentally changed and they've only gone down due to external factors such as the war. I'm not worried about them staying low and never recovering again. I'm going to move over here so you can see my screen over there. By the way, if you want to sign up to Trading 212, specifically their Stocks ISA, which I'm showing now, I've got a code which is Gabby, and if you use that, you can get up to £100 of free fractional shares, which is a perfect way to start off your portfolio if you're worried about losing money to begin with. And you can either use that code as you sign up, or you can go through my bio to find a direct link to the platform. So we'll start on the homepage, and this is basically a summary of your portfolio from the last 24 hours. The account value is the total value of your portfolio. This includes all your investments plus the cash you have in your account which you haven't actually invested yet. For example, if you deposit £1,000 for your bank account into Trading 212, that money will go into the cash and count towards your total account value. So as you can see, we have the last 24 hours. My portfolio is up by, it keeps changing by the second, about £300, let's say. And then we have the rate of return, which is the percentage change of your portfolio. So in the last 24 hours, my investments have gone up by 0.6%. Obviously, this number can be red as well. And it will never have a plus or a minus sign. It would either be green for obviously growth, or it would be a red number, which means a loss. But again, you haven't actually lost that money until you sell those investments. Next is a little chart just showing how your investments have gone up or down, again, in the last 24 hours. As I mentioned previously, cash is the amount of money that you've deposited into your account but haven't actually invested yet. It's also worth noting that if/when you do sell an investment, the money you get from selling that investment will go into the cash section. So if you sell an investment and you think, oh my god, where's the money actually gone, it will be in the cash bit. Now, allowance left is specific to the cash or stocks ISA, and this is basically how much of that £20,000 I get every financial year I have left. Be careful if you have other ISA accounts, because you can have a stocks ISA, a cash ISA, a lifetime ISA, which is specifically for houses or retirement. And obviously, if you've put, let's say, £1,000 into your lifetime ISA, you need to make sure you don't then go over 19,000 in your stocks ISA. Next, we just have a general page for different types of investments that people might be making. You've got top movers, so in the last 24 hours, which stocks or ETFs or assets have gone up or down the most. We have my watch list. This is basically investments I put into a watch list, which I want to look out for. Again, these are not recommendations. These are just assets that I've seen and wanted to keep an eye on. You have top winners, which is basically the stocks that have gone up the most in the last 24 hours. Top losers, most traded, US greats, UK biggest, new one Trading 212. You have all these different types of investments that you can look at. So that's interesting if you want to do a bit of research or are just interested in seeing what's going on in the market. Next, and this is the page I probably use the most, is the portfolio page. And this shows the total progress of your account, not just 24 hours like the home page. As you can see here, my total account value is around 54,000. Again, this is investments and the cash I hold. And my total return is just under 7,000. A couple months ago, this was much higher. As I said, we're currently going through a bit of a bear market, which means the global market has gone down quite a lot. And if you've ever heard the terms bear or bull market, the way I remember it is that a bear slashes down on its victims, so the market is going down, and a bull goes upwards. So that's a good way of remembering the difference between a bear and a bull market. I don't know if that's the actual reason why it's called that, but I heard it once and it's helped stick with me ever since. The little toggle on the top right basically helps change different elements of this graph for you. So as you can see, my account value is changing with that. So my total investment is around 52,500. Then adding in the cash I'm holding is about 54,500. And you can also choose to show or take away net deposits, sort different investments out, and also reorder the sections, which I'm about to show you in a second. I like to keep net deposits on just because I like to see how much I've actually made and how much I've actually deposited. You can also change this graph to different time periods. So you can see in the last 24 hours, I've gone up by nearly £400, but then in the last week, gone down by about £1,500. Last month, it's been about £4,000. 3 months, £5,000. Year to date, not doing great, but then last year we were up by 6,200 and nearly 7,000 in total. So you can see by zooming in and out of different graphs, you can look at the general perspective and it helps you worry a little bit less. Yes, in the last 3 months, I've gone down by nearly £5,000, but again, because I trust these investments and I believe in them long term, I do think that number will go green again at some point. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. Again, you can see the total return and the rate of return. Bear in mind, this rate of return adjusts with different bulks of money you put in. If you look at the definition, you can see it represents the percentage of growth or loss, but it's adjusted to the size and timing of the individual investment or withdrawal. So older and larger investments will probably have a greater impact on this number, whereas recent ones wouldn't have too much. Then we've got the cash. As I said, you can see the cash number and how much money I've got in cash in the account. I like to keep a little bit of cash in the account because it makes it easier for me to quickly make an investment if I want to. And of course, the deposit button, which you can use to directly deposit money from your bank account. Next is an AI analysis part, and it's what it says in the name. AI does an analysis on your general portfolio and it gives a general analysis of how your portfolio has been performing. As you can see, it's talking about my overall performance, the top movers within my portfolio, what my growth rate and volatility is like, my sector allocation, so how much am I invested in one sector versus another, am I diversified, concentration, how much my portfolio is concentrated in one sector or one country, for example. A little bit on dividend income, so a dividend is simply a payment a company may give you as almost a thanks for investing in their company. That money usually comes out of their profits to please shareholders such as yourself, almost as an incentive to make people want to keep invested in their company. And then a little bit of a summary. Again, ISA allowance. Trading 212 also have a cash ISA, so I have both. I haven't actually put any money in my cash ISA this year, so it's just showing how much my allowance I've used up in my stocks ISA, how much in cash, and how much I have remaining. I do also have a lifetime ISA, so I've got about £700 in there, so that's why I've got a remaining £885. Next is the investment part, and this is where it shows all of the investments that you've made or you hold. You can search your portfolio for specific investments that you've got, or you can simply scroll down and have a look at what you're invested in. As you can see, very red at the moment. Again, I'm not recommending that you buy the stocks on my portfolio. These have worked for me in the past, or actually some of them haven't worked and I've actually lost money from them. So please do your own research on your own investments and don't just copy mine. So there's an opportunity to create a pie. A pie is basically a way of categorizing different investments, and you can either choose a pie that have already been made, or you can copy other people's pies that they've made. There's loads of options on here. Let's say you want to invest £1,000 a month and you don't want to individually invest that £1,000 every time. You can create a pie of, let's say, your 3 favorite stocks, and you just invest that £1,000 into that pie and it will automatically distribute that £1,000 across those 3 stocks. It's just a bit more of an automated way to invest. So we'll go into my global ETF pie. An ETF, for those who don't know, is an exchange traded fund. An example of an ETF is the S&P 500, which holds the top 500 companies in the US. The UK equivalent is the FTSE 100. These ETFs are a good way of seeing how the US or the UK economy is performing in general. It's not an exact indicator of performance, but it does show us how the top companies in those countries are performing, which usually do have a very large impact on that economy. So let's look at the FTSE 100, an ETF that holds the top 100 performing companies in the UK. If I put £100 into the FTSE 100, I don't personally invest in it, but I'm using it as an example, then my £100 will distribute across those 100 companies. Depending on what ETF you invest in, it may not distribute that number perfectly. It may not put £1 in each of those. It might do it slightly differently. And there might be more of a weighted ETF, so maybe £10 would go in the top one and 20p would go in the bottom one, but in general it distributes that £100 across those companies. It's a slightly less risky way of investing because instead of putting all your eggs in one basket and investing in one company, it distributes your money across lots of companies. So if that one company goes bust, you've lost your money. But if one company goes bust in the FTSE 100, then you've still got 99 other companies to rely on. Please do ask any questions if you have any around that. I do want to preface one thing. Specifically, if you're looking to buy into an ETF, let's say the S&P 500, you will see there's 2 different types of ETF you can invest in. There's either the AC or the Dist. AC stands for accumulating and Dist is distributing. And AC means that basically any dividends that you receive from these top 500 companies will be automatically reinvested into that ETF. So let's say you get £10 in dividends from this ETF, that will automatically be reinvested back into the ETF. Whereas if you choose Dist or distributing, those ETFs will be distributed back to you and you can choose what to do with them. I personally use accumulating just because I'm a bit lazy. I don't want to think loads about what I'm invested in, so I'd rather those dividends just be automatically reinvested. So again, here you can see the total return, total rate of return. You have the option to invest or withdraw money. You can also personalize this pie. You can import investments. So if you have an investment in your general portfolio that you want to add to this, you can import that investment. You can export investment. And yeah, again, you can get an AI analysis on this. Keep a desired goal for this pie. So maybe you want to hit £10,000 with this, and it basically helps you track that. And you can also choose to auto invest, which is really helpful if, again, as I said, you just want to put in £100 a month, you don't want to think about it. Trading 212 with the auto invest feature will automatically take £100 out of your bank account and invest it into this pie. Again, it shows you your total amount of dividends, and if you want to auto reinvest those, you have the option to publicly share this pie, and also it can tell you all the history of what you've done within this pie. And then again, you've just got your individual investments below. So if I actually go on one of these stocks, show you what it looks like. This is AMD. I've done very well with this investment, although it has gone down quite a bit in the last few months, as everything has seemed to. So at the top, you've got the ticker number, which you might hear people referring to, and basically a unique code that you can use to search for certain assets. Then you've got the price of this stock. So AMD is currently trading at $199.27. Preferably, if you're a UK investor, you want to be buying stocks that are in pounds, but not every single stock is on the London Exchange. So you may have to buy certain stocks or assets in dollars sometimes, and there will be a slight foreign exchange fee for that, but it is what it is. And then again, you can filter from days, weeks, months, years, to see how much this investment has grown by. In the last year, it's gone up by 92%, which is pretty cool. You can go down and you can see here the current value of my investment. And if you don't want to spend nearly £200 on one stock, that is where Trading 212 is brilliant, because you can buy fractional shares. So a fractional share is sort of in the name, it's a fractional part of a share. So if you don't want to spend $200 on one share, you could buy half a share for $100, let's say. The Trading 212, the lowest amount you can invest is £1. So you could literally buy £1 worth of AMD. Probably won't grow that much, but it's a starting point. So you can see here, I've got 30 shares. My average price per share is $153. And you can also see the total return of this stock that I've made. It gives you an AI analysis again on the volatility, performance, general information about the stock. A little bit of a feed. So if anyone's mentioned AMD specifically in their feed and the social part, which I'll show you in a bit, and it will come up on here. You can just see what people are talking about and start conversations with people. You can look at some related pies, which include AMD. So if you really like stock and you want to see other relevant stocks, you can look there to see what else people are investing in with their pies. And yeah, some general stats. So this is a part of the portfolio that's really useful for research. You can look at the market cap, enterprise value, average volume. I wouldn't focus on these too much right now if you're a beginner, but it would be good to learn these terminologies if you're looking to become a more advanced investor and have a bit more information about what you're invested in. If you want a specific video really breaking down all those definitions, then please do let me know. You can look at the financials of the company. Again, a lot of detail here, and then a little bit about the company as well, which again is great for research. And of course, one of the most important parts is where you can sell and buy. So if I go on to sell, I can choose how much of this investment I want to sell, and then I literally press review order and then it goes through. Again, these orders might not actually go through straight away, because similar to a fruit market, the stock market is open at certain times per day. Depending on what stock exchange you're using, it might be different hours. So the UK will have different opening hours to the US, for example. So that's why you should always have an emergency fund, have quick access to money if you need it in an emergency, because it may take a few days for these investments to actually sell. And then again, if you want to buy, so obviously I can buy more, and you can only buy with the cash in your account. So if you're wondering, oh my gosh, how do I actually get the money to buy stock or an investment, then that's where you have to transfer money from your bank account into the cash part of the account. So again, you can choose how much you want to buy there. There are further elements such as limits, stops, and stop limits, but as this is just for beginners, we're not going to worry about those. That is for more short-term investors, so I wouldn't worry about that too much for now. Next, we have the search page, which is pretty self-explanatory, but this is where you search up investments to have a look at when doing your research or to buy or sell. You can also buy and sell previous investments on the previous page. If you're investing in a completely new asset, then you'll need to search it up first. Again, there's various different headings you can use to research this. You've got some trending investments at the top, so oil, gold, US tech, silver. You've got the most traded, most owned, most bought, most sold. yields. You can look through this to get some inspiration for some new assets you want to invest in maybe. Low volatility for someone with a very low risk tolerance. Some of these might be good to look at. Again, you can either look at stocks or ETFs. A stock, again, is an individual company or asset that you invest in. An ETF is a basket of assets that you can invest in. So you can search up what you'd like. Next is the Trading 212 card section. If you don't know, Trading 212 have released a new debit card, which allows 0 foreign exchange fee when you spend it abroad. You can earn cash back on different purchases. It's multi-currency. There's 12 supported currencies on this. There's no monthly fees, and you can also earn interest on your cash, which is about 3.8% AER. So you can apply for a Trading 212 card if you would like to use that. Next is the social area. So again, this is good to do a bit of research with and also find out what other people are investing in. Mr. Brown is always up on here. I always follow along with his conversations. So there's different people who obviously post a lot more about investing, some who don't. And I will say, I don't believe any of the information on here is financial advice unless someone says so. So take everything with a pinch of salt, use it as part of your research, but do your own due diligence. Don't just rely on what other people are saying. As I said, you can see different conversations going on in the feed, different people asking questions, different companies posting updates, communities page, different communities with different countries talking about different topics. You've got gold members, you've got news, you've got urban growth, you've got silver, growth and gains. So you can join any of these different communities and contribute on there and talk with other people on there. And then you've got pies. As I said earlier, if you want to make a pie, you can copy other people's. This bar is basically where you can just research what different pies people have made, see if any of them take your fancy, and then invest in them from there. And last but not least, which is important, although people don't think it's important, usually on most apps, it is the settings page. So at the top, you have the different Trading 212 accounts. I personally use the Stocks ISA, the Cash ISA, and I will be using the SIP soon, a way for you to control your pension and invest what you'd like with your pension money instead of relying on a different company to invest that money for you. So you've got general information here around your interest on cash, so you can see how much interest you've made on the cash that you leave in your account. Next, you've got managed funds, which is where you can transfer money between your stocks and Cash ISA, but also you can use this to deposit money into your account, which, as I said, that money goes into the cash section, or you can withdraw money, so take money you've made from investments perhaps, or money you've got in that cash section and withdraw it to your normal bank account. This isn't always instant. This is why everyone says make sure you keep an emergency fund in a very liquid, easy to access account, because if you need this money immediately, it may not be transferred to you immediately. Recurring payments, again, just tracks what recurring payments you have coming into your account. So if you want to invest £500 a month, you'll see that coming up there. I don't currently have any recurring payments because I'm not getting a recurring salary at the moment. Payment methods, that just goes through what cards you've linked to the account. Withdrawal requests, this will just show you any past withdrawals that you've made from your account. You've got playlists, different videos that you can watch to learn a bit more about investing and Trading 212 specifically. Economic calendar, this is really interesting. This basically shows you any big economical events coming up which may influence the market. But if you're a long-term investor, this shouldn't impact you too much. Price alerts, you can actually set price alerts on certain investments. So for some reason, if I was looking at a specific movement of a stock, I can set a price alert for 10%, let's say. If that stock AMD goes up by 10% in a day, Trading 212 will send me a notification. Again, if it goes down by 10% in a day, it would also tell me. I've got these on for some stocks, but honestly, I don't really take much notice of them because I'm a long-term investor. I don't really buy and sell based off short-term price movements anyway. History just shows you all the history of anything you've bought, any orders you've made, dividends you've collected, etc. Portfolio transfers. So if you're transferring an investment portfolio from, let's say Vanguard into Trading 212, this will basically show you the information from that and the history of that transfer. Promo code. So as I said, I've got a code which is Gabby. You can use to get up to £100 of free fractional shares. So if you don't use it when you sign up, you've still got 10 days after you make an account to use it there. Help center, contact us, community forum, about us, documents, blah, 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 blah. You've also got some bits at the bottom, again, around depositing funds, uploading any relevant documents you need to, and also switch into practice, which if you're starting out with investing and you just want to get a hang of it, you just want to get the grips to how it works, get used to seeing prices go up and down, you can open up a practice account, which is basically you can invest with fake money. So you could use that to get some practice if you're still a bit cautious about investing. But yeah, I believe that is everything. Please do let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything particular you really want me to go into. I hope that was helpful. I have plenty more content specifically about investing on my short form pages, my TikTok and Instagram. So do check those out. And yes, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.